guys, it's Kerry from A Novel Experience. I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a cough and a cold, as well as my injured ankle and foot, although the foot's pretty much better now, it's just the ankle that's an issue. Today I'm going to be filming 2 videos, so I hope you like this makeup and outfit. Yeah, SimCity Skyline, and it's got, I went outside once, the graphics were amazing, but the storyline sucked. Or something, or the storyline, but the gameplay and storyline were terrible. Well, I paraphrased, okay? I hope you don't mind that I've got my little handy dandy notebook with me, but I'm going to be doing my November wrap up and my December TBR. And most of the books I read in November I read via ebook, and I just don't have the memory to remember 11 books. And the stars that I gave them, because so handy dandy notebook today. So first I will be doing I will be doing my December TBR first, because that's got to be up first. See, forward thinking. Yeah. Okay, so during the month of December I plan on reading 12 books. I don't know if I'm going to stick to this TBR, because I definitely didn't stick to November's, but during the month of December there is a readathon hosted by Manda at the Glittery Nerd and Becca at Becca the Book Reviewer, called the Booknerdathon, and it is being hosted, oh god, what is my hair doing? I apologise. And it is being hosted from the 7th to the 11th of December. And during this readathon you get given 10 topics and you have to choose a book for each topic, although because there's 10 topics and it's only over 4 days, yes, I did have to use my fingers, don't judge me, it's been a long time since I did maths at school. So yeah, obviously you're not going to have time to read 10 books over 4 days. So, also I'm really sorry about the lighting, it's not even 4 o'clock yet, 4 PM, but it's really dingy and horrible outside, it's starting to get dark, it's really cold, hence why I'm in this little hoodie. So the overhead light is on, and obviously it's this hair, man, and obviously it's really, really orange and horrible. Let's just ignore that. So, yeah, because you can't read 10 books in 4 days, or you can if you're like a superhero, you're allowed to read 1 book for say 3 topics, or you know, something like that. So you can choose 1 book and it can apply to as many topics as it applies to, funnily enough. So I've got my TBR for that, which will be in this video as well as my little list up there of my little TBR at the top as well. And all of the ones that I need to read this month are for book clubs or book groups on Goodreads, so I need to read them all. So let's get started with the December TBR. So first of all, I've got to read The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz. This is sort of, basically the Disney Channel released a film that is about the descendants of the Disney villains, and this is a novel that sort of follows it, is based on it, but I haven't seen the film, but the book looked really, really good, and anything Disney I am a huge fan of. And me and Becky from Beck's End Books, who is one of my very, very close friends, I love her to bits, so I'll link her channel down below. We're starting a sort of a book club each month. We're going to read a book, and then we'll do a live discussion at the end of the month, and we are hoping to set up a Goodreads page at some point in the future when we've sort of found our feet with it a little bit. And this is the Beck Zen, the Novel Zen book experience, I think I got that right. Becky will know, she's got a better memory than me. So yeah, we are reading The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz for that. I love that cover, isn't that just a gorgeous cover? And it's really cool inside because like the chapter headings and stuff have all got all of these woos. I like a little woos. So yeah, that's book 1 I'm going to be reading. And then the rest, the other 1, 2, 3, 4, I've got on ebook, so I will insert a picture probably over here. And that is The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. And this is for my fantasy book group, well not mine, but for a fantasy book group I'm in on Goodreads. I have no idea what it's about. All I know is that it's a fantasy. And I love my fantasy. I'm in a real fantasy kick at the moment. Fantasy and horror. I'm really, really into horror right now. But I don't have anything to read that's... Basically, I haven't got enough time to read horror as well as everything that I've got to read this month. So yeah, The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. A man called Ove, I think it's Ove, O-V-E, so it's either Ove, something. So it's A Man Called Ove by Frederick Backman, and this is for the Book Vipers group on Goodreads. I'm halfway through this. I'm really, really enjoying it. I haven't read a heartwarming book in such a long time. It has been years since I have read a book that gets you right in the feels. And this book is equal parts sad, and it just follows a man called Ove and his life, and how his life finds new meaning. He's an elderly gentleman, and it's about how his life finds new meaning. So it's really, really sweet. It's really, really heartwarming. I'm really enjoying it. I'm about halfway through, so I hope to finish that later on today so I can start the next one. The Last Good Place by Robin Bursell, or Bursell. I'm going to say Bursell because it's B-U-R-C-E-L-L. And this is for a good thriller on Goodreads. A good thriller is my favourite Goodreads group. I love it. It's brilliant. But then I do like my thrillers, and it's all psychological thrillers and crime thrillers, and then as well as that, you know, we talk about other things. So there are those of us who talk about horror, those of us who talk about YA, those of us, you know, so it's something like that. It's really nice. And we're doing a monthly read along and Q&A with Robin Bursell, because the admins of the group managed to each month find an author or 2 authors to actually do a read along with us or do Q&As with us. So we've had some really, like, we've had Karen Slaughter come and answer some questions. We've had Heather Burnside. We've had some quite prominent names. So I think it's really exciting. And when one of the first ever celebrities, one of the first ever authors that we had in a good thriller group was S.J. Bolton, or Sharon Bolton, previously known as S.J. Bolton, who is joint favourite crime thriller author of all time. Oh dear. So that was really, really exciting, and I had a massive fangirl moment. I was like, I love you! Oh my god, I love you! I do! It was like I was drunk. Not that I drink alcohol, but it was like I was drunk. And I've also got to read I Let You Go by Claire McIntosh, also for the Good Thriller group, and I believe this is for a Q&A session with Claire McIntosh at the end of the month. So I've got until the end of the month to read I Let You Go and The Last Good Place. I have bought every single one of the ebooks for this month already, so I'm ready to crack on and get started. Obviously I'm already halfway through A Man Called Ove, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I'll probably read The Goblin Emperor next because I'm in a fantasy craving. So yeah, and if you want to check out the live show, if you want to read The Isle of the Lost alongside us, with us, and we can have like a Q&A going on Twitter, so you can join in with the discussion, and I'll join in with the discussion, the live show at the end of the month. It'll all be announced on Twitter. I don't know, it's like the first month we're officially doing it. Okay, so that's my little TBR outside of the Booknerdathon. I have chosen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not going to read 7 books. That's not 7, surely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I hope it's not 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 7 as well. Oh dear. I've forgotten one. Be right back. I'm ready. I found it. Yay, I'm clever. Okay, so Booknerdathon, created by Amanda at the Glittery Nerd and Becca at Becca the Book Reviewer. I will link both of their channels down below, as well as the Twitter account for Booknerdathon. Hashtag Booknerdathon, that's what we're going with. Not we, because I'm just a participant. I am not hosting it, but that's what they're going with and what we're going to be joining in with. So, 7th till the 11th of December. Topic 1 is read a book featuring a video game. Could I really have chosen anything besides Ready Player One by Ernest Cline? I really couldn't. Let me just put that down. I like this cover. This is a nice cover. The other cover was really horrible, so I chose this one. Woo! I don't know what it's about. I know that, all I know is that Max from Well Done Books recommended it. He thinks it's absolutely amazing, and it's based on a video game. Part virtual space opera. So that makes me happy. And I got this really charming, I ordered it from a company called Wordery through Amazon Marketplace, and they sent me this lovely little bookmark that's got a little Christmas bauble on it. I know it is December the 1st, but if anyone mentions the C word to me, or I'm not responsible for my actions, I don't like Christmas. Everyone's really excited on BookTube, and I'm just like, I'm a humbug. So yeah, cute little bookmark, but on the back, it's a colouring page. Can you see that? Just about. It's a colouring page bookmark. Could there be anything better? So yeah, people are staring at me outside. Hello. Ready Player One, Ernest Cline. Choosing this. Dust jacket's falling off. Yep, so that's all exciting. Then topic number 2 is read a graphic novel. I don't like graphic novels very much. I'm not into graphic novels particularly. So I hope it's alright that I've chosen a manga book instead. I'm sorry. I don't like graphic novels. I don't own any graphic novels. About the only graphic novel I have in it, well, I say I don't like them. I don't like the ones that I've read, and I've only read about 2 in my life. So I do plan on trying them out a bit more, but I'm just not into the ones that I've read. But I am going to be picking up Through the Woods next year, so we'll give that a go. So instead of a graphic novel, I've chosen the first Fruits Basket manga. So Fruits Basket #1, and it's like, it's really soppy. I don't like soppy books except in manga, and I don't know why. But basically, it's about a family and an ancient curse and a girl and the zodiac animals and that sort of thing. So, oh, senpai. Notice me, senpai. So I'm really excited to read that. I've had it for years and I haven't read it yet, and I don't know why. So I'm really excited for that one, for a graphic novel. Read a book featuring mythology. Obviously, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, which is the first book in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I still haven't read this. I've had this book for about 5 years and I haven't read it yet, so I chose this one. I accidentally vaporised my maths teacher. Okay, well, I would have liked to have done that in high school as well. No power to you, Percy. So yeah, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Rick Riordan. And read a book that was made into a movie. I also went with, I hate this cover. I really need the lovely hardback editions, like the box set of the 5 in hardback, because this cover is vile. But yeah, so, although I do like that it's shiny. Ooh, shiny. So read a book that was made into a movie. I also went with Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan, because it counts for both, although the movie was a little bit dreadful. Sorry. I'm really sorry to those of you who like it, but it wasn't a good movie. Well. So yeah, I also went with that one. And then read the first book in a series. I went with How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell, because I love the movie and I've never read the book, and on Amazon Daily Deals and on Amazon Black Friday in England, they were doing 1 to 11, the 12th and final has just been released in September, so I haven't actually got that yet, and it didn't come in the set, but 1 to 11 were £20, reduced from 80. So I was like, I'll grab those. I love a little bit of middle grade, so yeah. Hiccup and the Dragon Initiation Program, and Toothless Dragon, and middle grade dragons. What do you need in life? So I went with that one. And then read a book that contains new technology. Whoopsie! I'm going to go with Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. This is a very, very hefty book, a very, very brave choice for a 4-day readathon. I was supposed to read this in November, but I didn't get round to it because I so seriously deviated from my TBR that it was a little bit sad. Yeah. So Scarlet, Marissa Meyer, second in the Lunar Chronicles quartet. I don't really know what else there is to say about it. I don't want to spoil any of the I don't want to spoil who it follows and where it's at in case I spoil some of Cinder for you if you haven't read it yet. Not that there is anyone on this planet who hasn't read Cinder at this point. So yeah, Scarlet. Read a book set in a school. I've chosen the second Harry Potter. Although my physical copies are still at my dad's house, I haven't moved them into my flat yet, so I can't show up a physical copy. I will, however, be listening to the audiobook voiced by Stephen Fry. I don't normally listen to audiobooks. I'm not a huge audiobook fan. Oh, this hair, what is going on? I'm not usually an audiobook fan, but I figured I'd give Stephen Fry a go because Stephen Fry is God. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling. It's a boy wizard set in a school called Hogwarts. And then, read a random book. I took a book out of my little book jar. That's what it's called. I chose one based on my, I just put my hand in with my eyes closed, and I picked out a book at random from my little book jar, and that is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman in this really nice cover, I think. This is one of my favourite films of all time, but I've never read the book. I've had it for a little while now. Haven't read the book though, so I'm looking forward to reading that, and it's quite a short little book, it shouldn't take me long. But yeah, Alice Hoffman, Practical Magic. It is about two sisters brought up by their aunts. Very similar to Sabrina the Teenage Witch in that she was brought up by her aunts, and she's a witch. So it's about two witch sisters being raised by their witch aunts, basically. And things happen, and, you know. I've never read an Alice Hoffman book, so we're interested to see what that's done. And then number 10, read a sci-fi book. I have gone... Oh, I missed one out. I missed out number 7, read a middle grade book, and I have chosen How to Train Your Dragon by Cressida Cowell for this one as well, for a middle grade book. Yeah, the first in a series and a middle grade. And then read a sci-fi book. I've gone back to Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, although to be honest, this one and Scarlet both qualify for that, so... Ready Player One, Ernest Cline, sci-fi book, based on a video game. Okay, that is it for my December TBR. I think it's quite an ambitious TBR. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 books to read. I said that at the beginning of the video and then I forgot how many there were. So yeah, 12 books to read. 12 books to read, quite ambitious. We'll give it a go. I hope I can do it because then I'll have completed my target for this year, which is 50 books, which isn't that many, but I had a massive, massive reading slump for about 8 months. And I ended up being about 25 books behind schedule, so I'm really quite pleased. I would be quite pleased if I managed to catch up 25 books. Okay, so that is it for my December TBR. I'm now going to film my November wrap-up for you. Laters.